just making a film called The Crew, and there was people who've told me that who will watch a film about three women celebrating womanhood or feminism. I mean, the word feminism is almost a taboo now in movies. In movies, more and more, it's becoming difficult to make films about women.
Ekta, would you also feel that the changes are, of course, accelerating, and OTT may have a factor in it. But did the change start earlier? Did it start from film? Did it start from television? Did it start in other areas also? And if so, what to your mind was the inflection point where people said, actually there's no difference, and nobody's going to be thinking twice about the fact that is it a female director or a male director? Because that's what actually you should aspire to, that it's not even a talking point, who's the director.
So before we get into being gender agnostic, what's really important is to know that the commerce of film, the television, starts from the basic genesis, whose story it is. So when you tell more stories about women, there are more writers and directors. While I'd love to be politically correct and say every story is gender agnostic, there you need sometimes a female lens to a story. And television, I thought, created that base for a lot of women to find a safe space to work, because a lot of their stories were told. And movies used to have the hero, the villain, and the heroine would mostly be there for songs. Television had the heroine and the vamp, and the heroes would be there for the sweet scenes in the middle, you know, sometimes even death scenes. So that really had, but you know, I'd like to point out something that I feel more and more is happening. While there are more women behind the scenes, and all of us have taken stronger positions to see that there is lesser gender bias when it comes to having women getting equal opportunity, in movies, more and more, it's becoming difficult to make films about women. I'm just making a film called The Crew, and there was so much love for the promo. And I can't even tell you the amount of people who've told me that who will watch a film about three women? Ab isme teen hero hote to the story would be totally different. This mindset can only change by changing the commerce of it. And that me and Riya, as two female producers, are extremely dedicated to. Because when the commerce changes, the kind of films change, the length changes, more women work. So I think it's give and take. And while I feel TV has changed and streaming, because the likes of Aparna and Monica has changed a lot, film still is a tough challenge.
I'm actually interested to hear what you just said, and somewhat alarmed, because there was a perception a few years ago that female-oriented movies and serials are actually becoming easier to produce, easier to market, easier to sell. You're saying that's not the case?
Yeah, not the case. It's changed again after COVID. It becomes far tougher because it's easier to make a slightly more misogynistic, if not at least a very full of machism kind of film, than making a film celebrating womanhood or feminism. I mean, the word feminism is almost a taboo now in movies, but it's so scary because we as women producers want to support even a storyline which gives you a certain amount of change. But then, like I said, we'll be at it and let's see what happens.